got to do, where you're right, is what they've got to do for Maresca, and it does appear to be part of Chelsea's plan, is to now move out a lot of these players. And if they do that, do you think that will help them, KJ?
Yeah, 100%. If they can trim down this squad to like the 23, 24, even to a 27-man squad, excluding the youngsters, you can then build from that and be confident that that everyone's getting the same message. People know who they're going to be playing with, and you can build chemistry. The biggest problem that Chelsea have had for the last 3 years is that they've brought in so many different players. It's hard for them to all gel. And when they do gel, like they did towards the end of last season, where they went on a really good run on the Poch, it's too late because the mess has already started at the start of the season. So again, people, this is what I don't get. When we challenge Chelsea, it's the most horrible thing you could ever do. It's you're salty, you're jealous. It's all of these things. It's not you can't just sit there and accept the fact that actually there are question marks over your club, Now, and I will say if Chelsea end up going on a mad run, Maresca is apparently an amazing manager, and Joao Felix has one of the best seasons we've ever seen, I'll sit there and be like, yo, hands up, man. Chelsea, you guys are amazing. Like, you guys clearly believed in this guy and this team, and you guys turned it around. But I can't sit there and lie to the people and think, you know what, just because I want to make Chelsea fans happy, this is amazing, guys. You don't have to worry about anything. Terry, this is all involved in my point. It's another season where they start the season without a shirt sponsor. Now, for all of these loopholes and all of these clever things that Chelsea are being lauded at doing, selling their own hotels to themselves, do PSR, all these things, how have you not got something simple as a shirt sponsor and a multi-year shirt sponsor as well? To me, that shows that companies are seeing Chelsea's situation and be like, I don't know how solid this is, So if companies can look at that and not offer 1 year, not offer multi-year deals, so why can't I as a fan look at it and be like, it's a bit techie here. You know what I mean? It's looking a bit...
We confuse everyone, don't we, KJ? We just confuse everyone, don't we? We just come with surprises, don't we? Huh?
Yeah, you can't. Hey, fam, your camera's off. You're confused, bro. You're head.
Felix. Hey, bro, I can't lie. Listen, everything that you're saying, bro, there's a lot of points that I agree with. Like, everyone who's skeptical about the move, including Chelsea fans, there's a lot of Chelsea fans right now that are like, yo, we don't really need this guy. I fully hear that because I'm looking at the squad. As much as Felix is quite versatile, for me, he's not a Maresca type winger because he's not touchline. You know what I'm trying to say? Before I play before I play Felix on a wing, I'm playing Mudryk there. I'm playing the likes of Sterling there, right? Down the middle, you've got Nkuku, you've got Palmer, you've got Caicedo, you've got Enzo, you've got all these options. So it's like, realistically, where does he fit in? But then at the same time, like Terry has already said, they're looking to trim the squad down completely to about 20, 25 people max. And at the same time, apparently the sporting directors are literally working 16-hour days at the minute to try and get rid of people. And you already know when it comes to Chelsea, KJ, we get rid of players that you wouldn't even think we can get rid of. You know what I'm trying to say? So this is the situation at Chelsea at the moment, isn't it? But for me with Felix, listen, I was happy keeping him when he was at Chelsea before, but I just wasn't happy with the price that they were saying. Like, for the output you get from the guy, it's not worth paying 70, 80 million because you're just hoping that all of a sudden he has an amazing season where he's scoring goals and getting all these assists. And for me, I don't think Felix will... Look, it's hard to say if he'll ever be that player because he's still quite young. Like, I don't think he's even 25 yet, is he?
Probably not, he's been on the scene since forever,
Yeah, I think he's what, 24 or something like that, right? So he can he can improve in terms of his output, but what it is with Felix, I've always said he needs to be in a team that's ready-made, right? If you put him in a Man City, for example, he can basically replicate what Grealish did for Man City, right? And obviously Terry doesn't fuck with Grealish much because of the output, which I hear. But in terms of actually what Grealish brought to the team, it was very important. He was very key in helping them win that treble. He might not get the GA, but when you actually watch what he was doing for the team, retaining the possession, attracting players towards him, winning fouls, all of these things, these are key factors. And for me, with Felix, he's not walking into a team with bums like Havertz, bums like Mount, bums like Gallagher at the time. All of these guys that were just not on the same wavelength as him. He walked into a place where we were looking at him as our savior. And unfortunately, Felix is not that. He's not the savior, you know. So right now we've got a bunch of players that weren't there before, like Palmer's a finisher and Kuku's a finisher. You know, if we bring in an Osimhen, he can finish. So at least the burden of carrying the team is off him, you know, and it should help him a bit. And for me, he's not even guaranteed to start for the team. He's a good rotation option. If you look at the bench and you're looking at bringing on a Joao Felix, you guys remember what happened when we went Old Trafford last time. He came on, you lot were beating us 4-0. He came on and he scored. You know what I'm trying to say? So, listen, it's a good headache to have. It would just be interesting to see what happens in terms of the players that leave. I think this will be the end of Carney Chukwuemeka. I think he's gone. It's a shame because I really rate him. But listen, he's on a lot of money. He got 100K a week, which Todd Bowley gave to him. That he would never get that with the new sporting directors. He's always injured. He just hasn't really had a career at Chelsea, and he's been here now 2.5 seasons. You know, so listen, I'm for the move. I'll be real because I like Felix, and I always said even before when me and Jem would speak about it, I said, listen, if we bring more quality around him, he will work. You know, and I was pissed off when Poch decided not to keep him. You know. But yeah, this time round, I think it will actually be better, man, because he's just surrounded with more quality.
But I understand the quality aspect, but in terms of selling players, do you not have a slight worry that this transfer market has been harder for all clubs? All clubs have been having a harder time buying and selling players. Like, look at this deal with Gallagher last season. That would have been locked off, still done, no issues. Now it's looking a bit touchy.
No, but with Gallagher, we had offers, bro. We accepted a fee from Aston Villa, which was way higher than Madrid. He's the one that turned it down. You know what I'm trying to say? So the club have been doing what they want to do. And Chelsea, bro, we're a tuck shop. Yeah, when you look at Chelsea right now, there's better players. There's better players you can come and get. You know when you go Selfridges, you look at the wardrobes and that, yeah? All the things on the side. We've got so many players you can just come and buy, you know? So, bro, in terms of selling players, the main one that I'm concerned about is Chilwell, because obviously he's on 200K a week. He's not going to get any better. His injury record stinks. So realistically, who's really going to come in for him? Even the lesser clubs, are they really going to want to take a risk on a guy who can barely stay fit? And then Sterling, you know, he's on over 300K a week. Technically, he doesn't have to leave either. Who's going to come in for him, you know? So, bro, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? But I don't see us struggling to move on the likes of Carney and all these guys, because bro, they've had heavy interest over the past few seasons or whatever as well, man.
Yeah, look, I don't disagree with a lot of what you said. My issue, by the way, with Jack Grealish is just I don't think he's been valued for 100 million, but I do think he's a very good football player. That's actually more my argument than he's a bad player.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying, Terry. And just to add to that as well, apparently we're gonna get Felix for less than 40 million. And he's taken a significant wage cut as well, bro. You know, so those things are definitely important. But I do agree with you, and it's about the narrative making sense. And of course, none of us know what we don't know. And let's see how you play. But you're right, Maresca's system, he likes touchline wingers, and a few people in the comments was like, "What's a touchline winger?" Well, Pedro Neto is a touchline, someone who gets it, runs along that line. And gets to the byline and then cuts the ball back, or the touchline and cuts the ball back. An actual winger, not someone who's always looking to bring it on the inside and keep the play moving. Someone who's quite direct. So whether Felix fits on the left is one thing. Having said that, it's nice to have some variety to your team. It's nice to be able to say, right, the wingers today are being sort of doubled up on, or they're being nullified by the system they're up against. Maybe you throw someone like Felix on who inverts a little bit and it brings something different. So I don't necessarily look at this as a bad approach. The only question that I think makes sense is, why did you just not go for him? Why did you not just sign him a month ago rather than getting all the way down the line with Samu and then changing him? I'd love to know what has triggered the changing of the mind of Chelsea. Bro, they heard my takes on Omarodian, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're like, you know what, yeah? we need to go check the scouting report again, yeah? Maybe someone missed a few things, you know what I mean? And Terry, listen, I agree with you, bro. I honestly think they've just changed their mind last second. They've just changed their mind. Maybe an opportunity came up, obviously, because Mendes was in London. We've got a really good relation with Mendes. If you guys remember, with the whole Ronaldo situation, Todd Bowley and Mendes were going back and forth with that, you know? So, bro, it might be one of them ones where an opportunity just came up and they're like, you know what? This makes a lot of sense, because the owners really liked Felix. They really, really liked this guy. It was Poch who decided to get rid of him. So, bro, I'm for the move, innit? I can't lie. I'm for the move because I like Felix, man. And I actually tweeted where was it? When he missed the penalty in the Euros, I said, bruv, it's time for this guy to humble himself and just go to like a Wolves, maybe go to like a Aston Villa and kick
Go to
Chelsea.
Go to a mid-table team. I agree. Doing it.
You know what I'm saying? But
it does feel like this will be last chance saloon for him to make it. I can't imagine if he doesn't work out at Chelsea, I can't imagine another big club giving him a chance and an opportunity. And it is about delivery at the end of the day. It's about delivering or helping a team's system click together. And it's going to be it's going to be a very, very interesting one. Some super chats here. The first one said, Mr. Flewers, the weather is romantic today. You want a date? No, I'm taken. Thank you, my friend. Mr. Flewers, you are glowingly handsome. So thank you. I appreciate it. Why? Well, because I'm just a gorgeous looking older man. That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? Safe here, my stalker with a very weird super chat says, Terry said in his stream, Man United will win the league. No, I didn't. So you started off by lying. I don't know what you're trying to say there, said once we hire the right board level, the right coaches. I said for the right people running the club, I believe over a course of 3 to 4 years, we'll get back to challenging for major trophies. Say for a liar. You're a why not? Thanks for the money, but lying.
You might as well quit you saying get the right people in charge and we'll win the league one day to we got the right people in charge. It's been a month. Why not winning the league?
Honestly, people are so deranged. It's the FIFA. Honestly, it's the FIFA generation that feel. Because you all know if you're pretty good at playing FIFA. Like I remember my brother once playing like world class level with Leyton Orient, bought a few pacey players. He got them into the Premier League and won it. It was hard, but he won it. Right? That ain't reality. We all know you can take over Wealdstone Rangers and win the Champions League in 7 or 8 years on most Football Manager games. You can do that. Right? Especially as a lot of you will cheat when you lose a game, you won't save it, you'll restart it again, right? It's not the reality. It's not the reality of real life. Honestly, computer games are great for lots of things, but they genuinely have warped and deranged the mind of an entire generation. And now what you've got is you've then got the charlatans who are older that understand this, that are then lying to the younger generation, saying, no, everything can be achieved by clicking your fingers. I tell you how delusional we are. I'm going to put you on mute for a second, Don, because there's a lot of noise there. A poll was done. Sounds like he's making coffee or tea.
Sorry, I was getting my cereal out. Sorry.
No worries, bro.
Cereal.
Cereal. It's KJ's buckets of cereal. But the poll in the UK, 27% of the people that took part in this poll think if they trained hard for 4 years, they could qualify for Olympic sports. And it was things like shooting and rowing and all. And I'm like, you people are delusional. You fools that think you could train hard for 4 years and become an Olympic shooter. Maybe there's 1 or 2% of the people that did the poll who are very good sports people. And they're like, do you know what? If I hone my skills on this sport for 4 years, but the average person isn't doing that. We are a delusional world if we think that these things are easy. Samu was not in the squad for the Olympic finals.
He wasn't in the squad at all.
Apparently, he was injured.
Because didn't he play in the Euro, the under 21 or under 19 Euros?
Do you know what this reminds me a little bit of? Do you remember when Liverpool nearly signed Fekir? And then he's done his welcome to Liverpool video and everything, and then it fell through. Both sides for years of Liverpool argued they tried to increase the price, so he walked away. Like Leon and his people have tried to say other things. Then there was talks of bad knee injuries. I think looking at his career since, I think Liverpool at the last minute went, I don't actually think he's good enough. And have actually been proven, because there's a lot of players like that. And who was the other guy? Who was the other French-based player a couple of years ago, midfielder? Everybody wanted attacking midfielder. Another one of those players who, I mean, better than Bruno Fernandes, they said. Another one of those players that just everybody wanted and then just flop. This here, it says it could be really smart business. Oh, sorry, I already done that super chat. Andrew's here, the Winter Surfer. What you saying, bro?
Yeah, just another normal 24 hours for Chelsea. Just really bored of this transfer window over the last 48 hours, stuff like that. It's crazy. It's like we're being blackmailed to take Felix so they can take Gallagher. So I feel like everyone that knows me knows that he's not my favourite player. I think he's an ultimate comps player at this moment in his career. He's like Depay or Dembele for me. I don't know. Listen, I don't think he comes in as starting. I think he's a bench player at the moment because I don't see him over Neto or Nkunku or Palmer in those places. If you get an Osimhen, I don't see him competing up there. But it's a good option off the bench, I think. You know, look at parts of last season. We had like 9 players that you didn't know the names of because of an injury crisis. You know what I mean? We had players that were going, who are these guys? And we were just lucky the players that are starting weren't getting injured. And, you know, I feel like if Felix does sign, I feel that if we get anything like a big offer for Madueke, I think we'll sell him. I think he goes more than Sterling because of Sterling's wages.
I've got a question.